right. Woo. All right, we are live on YouTube, and today we're going to be discussing validation-seeking behavior is very unattractive. And boy, oh boy, you are not going to want to miss a single second of this one. So stick around for all of that and much, much more that's coming right. Whoa! Live from Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also make sure on your smartphone, your tablet, your iPhone, your Android, or anywhere that you have the YouTube app installed on, you must also make sure that the YouTube app is set to receive those notifications at a device level. You do all of that, and you know how it goes. You'll get those notifications, and you'll be here while I'm live. And you won't complain that you didn't get the notification, right? I got to say something, folks. Let me just adjust my wire here very quickly. My apologies on that. All right. Maybe I should button up a second button on this shirt and look a little more professional today. How's that? Is that a little too professional there? I think I look rather stellar. Well, let's be overly professional today. Let's do that. Let's do it right. Let's do it right. I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts, my favorite Calvin Klein liquid cotton polo t-shirts. It's like a kind of a mid-level gray, not too dark, but not too light. And it's a very silky smooth type of shirt, and it fits right. And it's just, I love it. I really love it. So anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. Before I get to the intros in the chat and welcome everybody that's here, I've got to say there's no other platform like YouTube. And I can honestly say that in the 3.5 years that I've been an actual content creator on YouTube, between my former channel and this one, I've never seen anything like this in my life. Now, I understand that there are people in real life that behave in ways as they behave out here on YouTube, but you don't get to see that because, you know, when people are doing that in their real life, it's amongst a small group of friends within their local communities, right? But YouTube, being a global audience and being a global audio and video audience, like the whole world gets to see who you are. And I'm sure most of you out here that have been on YouTube for a while, whether you're a content creator or just a content consumer, you've seen so many, drama sphere type of groups where you see all kinds of, behaviors, including the topic I'm discussing today, validation-seeking behavior, approval-seeking behavior, etc., right? And again, I've been going off on this whole thing a lot lately, but it's just really pathetic to see, people's behaviors, especially, grown-ass men and women, in their 30s, 40s, and 50s and beyond, behaving this way. It's just absolutely preposterous and ridiculous. But yeah, I'm just gonna, mention this right out of the gate. I'm not here to talk about any drama. I'm not here to, talk about any situations that may be going on in any drama sphere communities. If you're here for that and you're waiting for that, you're going to be waiting forever because it's just not going to happen. I'm going to talk about validation-seeking behavior today, and I'm going to explain to everyone why it is very unattractive for both men and women. And while women more naturally seek out validation from men, that's how it's always been, there is a fine line that even a woman can cross where her validation-seeking behavior becomes too much. And we will give examples of that here. I will give examples of that here today. I'm going to go over another blog from one of my favorite sites, Psychology Today. We'll be dissecting that in just a little bit. But first, let's get to the chat here. Let's welcome everyone. We have 26 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see here. We have Harold's Random Videos. I haven't seen you in a while, brother. I'm so sub to you, bro. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Great to have you here. Queen Helen Casey's in the house. Hello, Eli. Hey, Queen. How's it going? Smash the like button for Eli, as always. Queen Helen Casey says, hello, Harold. Queen Helen Casey says, it's the real Harold, Eli. I know, Queen. I checked out the channel. I know Harold. I've known Harold for a while. I just haven't seen Harold for a while, but it's great to have him back, and it's all good in the hood. Devil's Queen's in the house. I'm going to be listening for a bit. Still getting ready for my day. Yeah, you've got a hot date. It's all good. It's all good, Devil's Queen. If I had a hot date, I'd be on a hot date as well. And I'd do a stream later, another time, right? But thank you for being here, Devil's Queen. Much love, much appreciation from Coach Eli. And by the way, I got to say this about you, Queen Helen Casey. You are one of the absolute best moderators I've ever seen out here on YouTube. I'm not saying that to butter you up or suck up to you or anything like that. But quite honestly, you know, for the most part, you can tell who's a troll and who's not. And you know a lot of the same people from the communities we participated in together. So you know how to moderate this chat. And I greatly appreciate you. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. And I'm not sure if you believe in God or not. I still love you whether you do or you don't. Still love you like a sister. But, you know, I feel very blessed to have you here as a moderator, as a friend. And, you know, I continue enjoying getting to learn more about you. And one of these days, we still need to do your interview. We're going to interview every single moderator on this channel, and anyone else that wants to be interviewed, I'm open to it as well. All you have to do if you want to request an interview with me is go below in the description and look at my email or check out my email and email me at coacheli@coach.eliasmelas.com. That's coacheli@coach.eliasmelas.com. Queen Helen Casey says, hello, Devil's Queen. Devil's Queen says, hi, Queen. Red Pill Fizzins in the house. GM, Eli, DQ, and QHC. That stands for Good Morning, Eli, Devil's Queen, and Queen Helen Casey. Dude, I understand, you know, short code. You and I, Fizzin, are Generation X, and short code did not exist back then. But you and I have adapted to the modern world, right? But we still have old school traditional values as well, right, bro? But it's all good. Welcome to the show, Red Pill Fizzin. You know what? We're going to have to interview you as well, bro. Like I said, we may have to do your interview on a Grip on Life too, but we're going to get to everyone. We're going to help every single person that truly wants to, you know, grow their channels the proper way. We're going to help them on this channel here. And even any consumers of content that want to have a voice. You know, I'd love to interview you or bring on a panel sometime so you can share your opinions. My house is not only open to other YouTubers, but also other consumers of content as well. And I don't talk a lot about that, but that just goes without saying. As long as you're a good person and you don't come in here and project your views onto myself or my moderators, or if you project your insecurities, then you're good. Because in my house, if you project, you get the eject. Keep that in mind. You project, you get the eject. As long as you don't project, you can say the same thing in more constructive ways. And we will respect your opinion, whether we agree with it or disagree with it. Right? That's the way it goes around here in these neck of the woods. These necks of the wood, which is what I'm trying to say. Red Pill Fizz and Eli, have you heard the rumor about the black YouTube chick who allegedly committed suicide because of trolls bullying her? I haven't heard of that, but I wouldn't be surprised, man. I mean, look, the level of trolling that I've dealt with for the last 3.5 years or so, bro, is enough to set anyone over the edge. But what I also want to do here on my channel, based on what you said, Red Pill Fizzin, is help people that are getting trolled and get them to understand that most of the time, it's no harm. It's a bunch of YouTubers making empty threats just to get a reaction out of you to create content. And once I really started to understand that, Fizzin, it just didn't faze me anymore. Nothing phases me anymore. I'm basically untrollable. There are some new trolls now that are trying to get at me, and I'm like, okay, what are you going to do that other people haven't done to me constantly for the last, 3.5 years? You're going to dox myself, my family. Are you going to contact my family? I'm self-employed, so you can't fire me from work because I'm self-employed. Okay. So you can't get me there. What are you going to do? Send pizzas to myself or my family? What are you going to do? Stalk me? Make death threats to me? Like, what are you going to do? Because I tell you, none of that phases me at all. So, I'm just saying. But yeah, I haven't heard of that. I didn't hear about that, Fizzin, and that's really sad. But if anyone out there is getting trolled severely and you're thinking about, shutting down your YouTube channel or even something worse, please reach out to me. I will help those people at no cost, okay? I will help you at no cost if you're getting trolled and you're about to leave the platform or you're thinking about doing self-harm. Anytime self-harm is involved, there is no price tag on that, folks. I will help anyone in that position free of charge for as long as it takes to help you get back on track. Red Pill Pizzin, yeah, you meant rumor, not tumor. No, I got it, bro. I got it. No big deal. No big deal. Red Pill Pizzin says, I think her name is Soncray Smith. I'll have to check her out then, bro. I'll check it out and see what happened. Queen Helen Casey says, thank you. Yes, I do believe in God. Wonderful. Wonderful. Queen Helen Casey says, nice try, troll. That's right, Queen Helen Casey. They don't stand a chance with Queen Helen Casey in the house. Red Pill Pizzin, yeah, I had a techno house music party live stream the other night. SDQ, LOL. Yeah, let us know about that if you're still around, Devil's Queen. Terry's GG, and she's in the house. Hey, Terry, afternoon, morning, all. I'm around, but have my coffee percolating on the stove. Terry, would you be open to coming on the panel in a little bit? If I bring some people on later on the show, let me know about that. If anyone wants to come to the panel, let me know. Queen Helen Case says, hello, Terry. Terry's GG, and G says, that wouldn't surprise me. RPP, Red Pill Fizzin. Okay. Devil's Queen says, I don't date white boys no more for the reason you will be talking about today, and I found it more in white men than any other race. Well, look, I mean, I have no color lines here. I love everyone, regardless of their, race, national origin, etc., right? But there's a lot of truth with what I've been saying, and it's my opinion, but I believe it to be true, that a lot of middle-aged Caucasian, right-wing extremists, conservative men are very angry and bitter at our system. And, a lot of these right-wing extremist Caucasian conservative men are typically blue-collar workers. I'm not saying they're all blue-collar workers. Some of them, work white-collar jobs. And again, I'm not trying to stereotype. I'm just stating what I've seen, not only on YouTube, but off of YouTube as well. And a lot of these guys that have gone through a divorce and have had to, give half to their ex-wife are bitter about it because they feel that the system is flawed and that the ex-wife doesn't deserve half the marital assets that were earned together and gained together during the marriage. And even if the wife wasn't working, and there were kids involved, let's say there are kids involved, she's home taking care of the kids. If you didn't have the wife to take care of the kids, you'd be paying a hell of a lot of money to daycare. So, that's pretty much where the issues are at. Now, I'm a white boy, but I'm slightly to the left. But just because I'm slightly to the left, like I said before, it doesn't mean I don't like some conservative views. I like views that make sense for the best overall interest of everyone. And again, Devil's Queen, I think it depends more on, the views of that particular Caucasian person. But yeah, I think a lot of right-wing extremist Caucasian men, middle-aged Caucasian men, are just very angry and bitter at the system. And right now, they've had more of a say than ever before because our current president, Donald J. Trump, is a right-winged conservative extremist that, is exactly like these people. And again, this is just how I feel. I'm not here to project my views on anyone, but the last thing I feel this country needs is 4 more years with Donald J. Trump in office. Okay? I think we need to get things back on track and have a more professional president representing our nation here in the U.S. It's just my opinion. You have yours, I have mine, right? Let's see. Devil's Queen. Yes, I'm still here, just getting my makeup on. 30 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. Before I get to the blog today, folks, and it's a really, really good blog, and I'm going to be, dissecting it and critiquing it and doing commentary on it. I just want to mention that I'm really saddened towards people out there that I thought were my friends, that I thought really cared about me for whom I am and cared about other people that I care about as well, that are also mutual friends with some of these people. I don't want to get too far into this because, like I said, I'm not going to mention any names here today, but some things have been happening lately that just make me wonder, what some people's intentions really are. The one thing that bothers me the most, more than anything, when it comes to men and women, but this more so applies to women, is when a woman comes out and claims to be an endless victim by other people. But in actuality, she's the one victimizing other people. And I saw this happen lately, and, it just saddens me. I saw the reactions of one particular woman that I thought, was someone that was being victimized. And now I firmly believe she's not being victimized. I feel she's just someone that constantly seeks validation more than the normal level that women naturally seek validation. Now, I'll get more into this in just a second when I get to the blog here, but validation-seeking behavior is absolutely not normal by men. Men should not require validation. Women, the way they are, they're always seeking validation, and to a certain point, it's completely normal, right? But then there are those women that constantly seek validation all day, every day, and that is abnormal. And these are the types of women that will, again, come out there and basically, infest every single group. If it's out here on YouTube, they infest every single group. And when they don't get their way, they basically start saying that, oh, I'm being victimized by this person, by that person, right? And then what happens? A woman like this goes and just does something really stupid to get attention in a different way and screws over, her 2 best, allies. And because we feel that we were screwed over, we talk about it. I talked a little bit about it on my stream yesterday, on my walking stream, my second stream. And then next thing you know, This woman is out there creating videos, stupid videos that are just stupid, and then it doesn't faze me. It doesn't faze me. You know why it doesn't faze me? And I know this particular woman is watching, and some of you out there know who I'm talking about. It's not a big deal. I don't care. I'm not going to mention her name anyway. But this woman creates a video like trying to kick me down. You know, basically putting a Rogaine box, you know, saying that I'm bald. Yeah, I'm happy being bald. Doesn't faze me. I'm a bald dude. I'm 46 years old. I take good care of myself. I dress nice. I smell good. And I love myself. Unlike you, ma'am, you don't love yourself at all. And I got to tell you, you will never hear me speak of you again, even without mentioning your name. This is it. This is all you're ever going to get. But I'm going to send a clear message out to you. You're pathetic. And do whatever you have to do. If you want to go join the other side that you've despised all this time just because you feel slighted by me, then do what you got to do. I never once slighted you. I only supported you. You're just pathetic. You're an attention-seeking you-know-what. I'm not going to say it here and get demonetized. And you're very insecure because you have some physical flaws that you need to work on. You mentioned them yourself. And that prevents you from going out in the real world and meeting a dude. And instead, you mess around with dudes on the internet, right? And by the way, the dude you were messing around is trying to make us all believe that he shut down his YouTube channel. No, he hid his YouTube channel. That's as far as I'm going to go. Because I'm not here to feed into any of you. I'm just here to make a clear statement to this one woman and say, look, you don't faze me. You can say whatever you want to say about me. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. You know why? Because I'm secure within myself. Unlike you, you're very insecure. You're even more insecure than the normal level of insecurities that women naturally possess. And I honestly feel, ma'am, you need some serious help. And until you're open to getting that serious help from a licensed professional, a life coach can't even help you. I'm not qualified to help you at the level you need help at. You need some serious mental and emotional help, and maybe some medication too. That's as far as it goes. I'm not saying that to criticize you. I'm saying that because I actually feel sorry for you. And I really shouldn't after what you did. But that's okay. Not a big deal. It's all good. That's all you're going to get from me on this show. So you want to keep creating videos? I'm not going to watch them. I was made aware. I was made aware of your video, and I looked at it for literally 2 seconds. I skimmed through it to look at those pictures, and I'm like, is that all you got? Putting a Rogaine box in the video and trying to criticize me? You're no different than the rest of them. You're just projecting. That's all you're doing. So have a nice life. And let me tell you something. I'm not coming after you. And none of us from my side here, the good side, are going to come after you. But let me tell you what's going to get you. Let me tell you what's going to get you. Karma is going to get you in the end. And karma has no deadline. And I want to mention one more thing here. And the right people behind the scenes can figure this one out. This woman here that I'm not mentioning her name, she's in a legal battle with another woman, and this other woman hasn't been too fond of me. To this other woman, I'm going to put this out there to you right now. I actually believe that you are more innocent in this case with this other woman I've been talking about than her, saying that you victimized her. And I understand a lot more of why you've been trying to defend yourself in the ways you've been doing it. And I'll put it out there. You want to reach out to me behind the scenes? I'm open to talking with you about it. I'm not open to talking about anything else, but I'm open to talking with you about this person and doing whatever I have to do to help you, get your justice. Now, at the same time, I'm not saying that you're a saint. None of us are saints. But in the case with this woman, I now understand why you're doing what you're doing. It's so pathetic. So pathetic. And by the way, folks, before I get to the blog here, over the next few days, you folks are going to see something unlike anything you've seen before. You're going to see something that's going to absolutely blow your freaking mind. It's coming in a few days. This is something that I'm not gonna mention right now. You're gonna have to keep it locked in here. You're gonna have to subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, and keep it locked in. Because at some point very soon, I'm gonna be putting out something that's gonna be a huge game changer. You can stew on that one for a little while and think of it in any way you want to think of it. It's all good. It's all good. Red Pill Business says 4 more years of Trump would be a nightmare. I couldn't have said it better myself, brother. Couldn't have said it better myself. And that's an unbiased opinion. I'm not saying that because he's, a Republican. I'm saying that because he's just a horrible person, in my opinion. Terry GGG, Jesse the Body Ventura is rumored to want to run in the president. He'd be better than Trump. I agree. I agree. The Body Ventura would be a better president. I think anyone would be I think you'd be a better president than DJT. Terry, I'd vote for you instead of Donald J. Trump. Man. So yeah, folks, keep it locked in here. Keep it locked in here because there's a lot of great stuff coming. The time has come. You'll see what I'm talking about real soon. All right, let's get right to the blog. But first, the topic of today's stream, folks, if you just hang on 1 second here, is attention-seeking, approval-seeking, validation-seeking behavior is very unattractive. All those words, attention, approval, and validation-seeking behavior, all those words are very unattractive. More so for men, because to a certain extent, women naturally, at a biological level, seek attention, seek approval, and seek validation. To a certain extent, all three of these aspects, which are very similar in nature, are normal for women. As far as men go, men seeking attention, approval, or validation, it's not a masculine thing. A man is supposed to already know who he is and what his purpose is. And that way he's the rock, and he's there to balance out the female he's with, because naturally, and this is with no disrespect to women, this is just how you were biologically made to be. Okay? And some women, as they get older, they become stronger, and especially now with modern day feminism and women's empowerment and all that, women have become stronger. But naturally, women have a lot of uncertainties, which is why they seek approval, they seek validation, and they seek attention. because of their natural, normal levels of uncertainty. Okay? So when a man seeks attention, approval, and validation, in essence, he's more so acting like a woman. He's acting more feminine. He's exuding more feminine energy than masculine energy. And that's why when a man behaves that way and he's with a woman, and let's say, he's with a woman and he's like, hey, babe, do you think I'm good looking? Hey, babe, do you think I'm good looking? Hey, babe, do you really love me? Hey, babe, do you really love me? Right? You're questioning the woman that's already with you if she really loves you. And if she thinks you're a good looking guy. If she didn't already think that, why would she be with you? And if you think she's playing games on you and cheating on you, then you should ask her about that. You shouldn't seek validation. That's not natural or normal for a man. It's just not. It's a big turnoff. It's the quickest way to turn your woman off and start getting her to lose respect for you. And eventually, once she loses all respect for you slowly over time, then she'll leave you for somebody else. And in most cases, she'll be lining up your replacement the moment you start behaving that way. And once, she feels her replacement, is ready to go, then she'll kick you to the curb. And you deserve it because you're behaving more feminine than masculine. It's the bottom line. Terry GGG says, LOL. Terry GGG furthermore says, Arnold, I'm surprised isn't wanting to run for prez since he is already elected in California. Okay. You never know. Queen Helen Kate says, Terry, Arnold Schwarzenegger is not American. He is from Austria. Yeah, but isn't he an American citizen now? Didn't he become an American citizen? If I remember correctly, I believe you just need to be an American citizen. I don't think you need to be born in the U.S. to be president. Qualifications for president of the United States. No, I stand corrected. To serve as president, one must be a natural born U.S. citizen of the United States, be at least 35 years old, and be a resident in the United States for at least 14 years. So, yeah, he wouldn't qualify. Yeah, that's what it is. I stand corrected. My apologies on that. So, yeah, there's no way he could qualify because he wasn't naturally born. He wasn't born in the U.S. Yes, he has been an American citizen for years. Right, but he wasn't born here, Terry. And you need to be naturally born here, no matter how long you've lived here for, to qualify to be president of the United States. The POTUS. P-O-T-U-S. All right, folks, let's get over to the blog here. Let's get things rocking and rolling. I'm going to take a break, folks, in about, 10 to 15 minutes or so, and then I'm going to come back for another hour. It's probably going to take me a little over an hour to go over this blog. And if people want to come on the show at any time, I may go longer than a couple hours. If not, this will be about a 2-hour stream. And then I'm not going to be doing a walking stream today. I'm going to be working out at my place. And there are some other things that I have going on tonight. So you will not be getting a Walking with Purpose stream from me today. All right. Let's go to the email browser source there. And let's get to this blog from Psychology Today. The title of this blog is How to Let Go of the Need for Approval and Live the Life You Want. How to let go of the need for approval and live the life you want. Give me a second here. Okay. And the author of this blog is Eileen Strauss Cohen, PhD. And I guess she runs a company called Your Emotional Meter. I bet she's self-employed. Let me look at her bio here for a second. You can't see it on the page there, but your emotional meter. Eileen S. Cohen, PhD, is a psychotherapist and blogger who teaches in the Department of Counseling at Barry University. Okay, she's an instructor. That's surprising. Wow. Well, she'd probably make more money running her own business, but she probably just loves teaching people. Some people enjoy that. So she teaches, and then she does blogging for Psychology Today on her spare time. That's wonderful. Excellent. Fantastic. All right, let's get right to it. Queen of social chameleons. I mastered the art of telling people what they wanted to hear and being someone they would find impressive, all the while worrying incessantly about what others thought of me, fearing criticism and holding myself back as a result. It's a quote by Sasha Crouch. That's beautiful. Great way to start this blog. Great quote to share, Doc. All right. It usually starts out as a logical tactic. We gain others' approval, make them happy for a moment, and feel pretty good about ourselves. It seems like the perfect path to take, and it is one we can continue on for many years, believing it is reducing our anxiety about disapproval in our daily lives. In actuality, it can work pretty well in getting people to like us. We avoid having them disapprove of our actions, and we get to enjoy that nice pat on the back every once in a while. Yeah. But there will come a time when the constant seeking of approval, the very solution to our problems, will run its course. Oh yeah. It always runs its course. And that very behavior that brought us so many feelings of accomplishment will become the problem itself. Okay. Great entry paragraph there. I don't have anything to critique there. That's very well written. I got nothing to critique on that. Let's move forward. When we urgently aim to please other people, we're seeking approval of self from outside sources. My question to everyone is, if you love yourself and you know what you're worth, you know what your self-worth is, why would you need to seek approval? Now, this is more important for men because women are going to naturally always seek approval to a certain extent, but a lot of women overdo that, and then it's not even normal for them. But for men, it's not normal at all. But for both men and women, all I have to say about this aspect here is that if you can find a way and figure out how to love yourself, no matter what happens, your life will be so much easier. And then you're going to be more naturally attractive and appealing to others. And then you won't have to seek validation. And whenever we reach for something in the outside world to give us what we should be giving ourselves, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Whoa, golly gee, that makes perfect sense. Let me read that again. And whenever we reach for something in the outside world to give us what we should be giving ourselves, we set ourselves up for disappointment. In essence, I can't talk. In essence, what that's saying is, if you don't love yourself and you seek approval from others to validate your self-love by them loving you, you're going to be more often disappointed than not. Those are just facts. It's just life. Common sense, right? But some people don't even have common sense, so I get it. We set ourselves up to live a life we don't particularly want, but will fit with what other people expect of us. I've never lived my life that way, and you shouldn't either. We set ourselves up to live a life we don't particularly want, but will fit with what other people expect of us. Yeah, the insecure people that had no self-confidence, that feel worthless, are dependent on other people for their happiness. And many times, the only people that will accept people like that are people that are the wrong fit. It's just ridiculous. Wow. We don't dare take a chance on something that may bring on a let me read it again. We don't dare take a chance on something that may bring on a disapproving stare or rank low on the social status meter. That's a lack of self-confidence. It's a lack of self-esteem. You shouldn't care what anyone thinks about you at that level. You should be friendly with people. But if you get some bad seeds every now and then that call you a bad name or criticize you or attack you, don't let it get to you. Say, hey, thanks for the compliment. Have a nice day, and walk away, right? We do what's expected of us. We do what others want for us and from us. Not me, hell no. And that shouldn't be how you live your life either. In return, we get their approval. So in essence, you're conforming to what they want so that way they can pretend to like you. That's a great way to live your life, isn't it? Okay. You might be thinking, why not seek approval? Well, the reason is that we only get it at the expense of knowing what we want and being our true selves. Let me repeat that again. That's very noteworthy. Why not seek approval? Well, the reason is that we only get it at the expense of knowing what we want and being our true selves. Most people don't love themselves, so they don't act themselves, and they try to act like they're someone else. And it's very noticeable and unattractive. It's an insecurity. It's unattractive. Enough said. When we seek others' approval, we miss opportunities to learn how to approve of ourselves, even if others don't. That is the most critical line of this whole entire show. Let me repeat it one more time. When we seek others' approval, we miss opportunities to learn how to approve of ourselves, even if others don't. In essence, you should love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, if you don't know what your self-worth is, then you're also incapable of realizing what someone else is truly worth. And you're also incapable of loving someone else if you can't love yourself. If you can't identify what love is for yourself, how can you identify it for anyone else? So far, so good. Very, very good blog. Very good. Let me get to the chat here and see what's going on there. And then I'm going to read the first part. And when I'm done with this first part, I'm going to take a quick break and refill my coffee and use the little boy's room. All right, give me a second here. Red Pill Fizzin says, yup, you and me both know an overweight YouTuber who does attention for dollars. Yeah, well, you know what, Red Pill Fizzin? Never mind. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. You could put two and two together and figure out what I was going to say. Terry's GG&G says, yes, he has been an American citizen for years. Mutton Nuts Reviews in the house. Hey, Mutton Nuts Reviews, how you doing, girl? Mutton Nuts says, hi all, sorry I was MIA, missing in action, was spending time with the boyfriend past few nights. Well, that's good. Did you enjoy it? You have a good time? Nothing wrong with that. No need to apologize for doing what's natural, Mutton Nuts Reviews. Welcome to the show, though. Thank you so much for being here. Queen Helen Casey says, hello, Mutt. Mutt Nuts Review says, hey, Queen. Terry G says, hey, Mutt. Anyway. All right. Let's get right back to the blog here. How is approval seeking holding you back from your true self? Without realizing it, you may be negatively impacting your effectiveness by seeking others' approval. Because you're being insecure and you're not feeling self-love and you don't feel you're worthy enough on your own. This is because you probably avoid doing things that are important to you, feel anxious about trying new things outside your comfort zone, and get stuck worrying about what others might expect from you. Right. The reason why people don't step out of their comfort zone to, go after their goals, dreams, and aspirations is because they fear failure, they fear rejection, they fear getting attacked by people. Look at me, I've been getting attacked out here on YouTube for the last 3.5 years. But I'm still here and I'm moving forward. And I love myself. And quite frankly, I really, and this is no offense to anyone. I love the good people. But I really don't care what anyone thinks about me. I really don't care what anyone thinks about me. Now, the people that are nice to me and that are cordial with me and respectful to me, you'll get my respect back in return. If you're loyal to me, you automatically get loyalty from me in return. It's the way it works. You only get what you give, right? Remember that. You only get what you give. Because when you're confident within yourself, you give no freebies. And I'm not saying give away, freebies in your business. You get no freebies at my expense in being attacked. Because I love myself. You're not going to come at me and then just expect me to sit there and just take your attacks. No. I have a lot of self-love and self-worth, and that's what I'm trying to help you folks out there realize as well. You got to step out of your comfort zone. Stop avoiding doing things that are important to you because you fear other people are going to kick you down. You're hurting yourself. You're not being true to yourself. And deep down inside, it's going to drive you crazy. Okay. Needing approval may lead you to reject potential opportunities because you're too anxious and believe your performance has to be perfect. Nobody's perfect when they first start doing something new that they're passionate about. I'm able to run these shows nowadays and monologue for hours on my own. I love having panels on, but I also love to monologue on my own. But I'll tell you, when I first started doing this, before I even came on YouTube 3.5 years ago, I was doing podcasting on internet radio stations and stuff like that. And I was still decent at it, but I wasn't as good at it as I am today. I built up to it. And yes, it is scary at first. And you make mistakes. And you sometimes run out of things to say. And then there's a lot of dead air, right? But if you keep pushing through it and keep doing it, you're going to get better and better and better. And you get to the point of where I'm at today, where I can run these shows all day, every day and talk forever. And not run out of things to say. So when it says needing approval may lead you to reject potential opportunities because you're too anxious and believe your performance has to be perfect. No, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can perfect it along the way. What you should focus on is getting just a little bit better each and every day. Each and every day, if you even move the needle a millimeter or an inch, at least you're moving forward. And if you keep up with it, after a year or two, you're going to be an expert. Don't give up on yourself. You're going to screw up initially, but eventually you will figure it out, and then you're going to be happy that you fought through it and you kept moving forward with your, with your dream of whatever it is. It may cause you to fear failing so much that you give up before you start. How many people do that? How many people come out here on YouTube and give up after 2 or 3 months? Oh, I've made 30 videos and they only get 3 views each. Why are you going to give up? Why don't you reach out to people for help and ask them why you're only getting 3 views? I can help you with that. Well, the reason is because your content sucks. I hate to be blunt, but I can help you spice up your content by helping you step out of your comfort zone so you're not as nervous or nervous at all, and you could speak with more passion and open up more to people. And once you start doing that, those 3 views will turn into 300 views. Then at some point, 3,000 views. Then 30,000, 300,000, 3 million. You keep moving forward and you push through it. You're going to get better and better each and every day, and you're going to exponentially grow at the same time. It's a win-win. This is why it is important to focus on how your need for approval is holding you back from doing tasks that are important to you. Once you move past this, you'll be free to achieve and create what you want in life with much less stress because you won't be so consumed with worrying about what others will think. I've been saying that all along, folks. I'm going to say it again right now. And I'm not saying it to sound like a jerk. You got to come into things within your life on a daily basis with the attitude of not giving a shit about what anyone thinks about you. That doesn't mean you shouldn't care about what the right people say about you. And sometimes there are people out there that really care about you and want to give you some constructive feedback. As long as it's constructive, that's great. But then you have people that are, trolls and haters and insecure people that are projecting onto you. Those people have no value to you. And once you learn how to identify them, all you have to do with those people is ignore them and focus on the people that really care about you, whether they agree with what you're saying or not, whether they give you positive feedback or, constructive feedback about how you can better things, right? Stop worrying about what other people think about you, and that will change your life. And that all starts from where? Loving yourself and knowing your self-worth. That's it. My nose is itching. Sorry. Even though you're probably a high achiever who regularly gets seemingly positive results, you're often getting those results at the expense of everything else. Something to think about, right? Let me read that again. Even though you're probably a high achiever who regularly gets seemingly positive results, you often get those results at the expense of everything else. Well, one of those expenses is working all day every day and giving up your personal life to get those results. You should never do that because number one, you're going to burn out. And number two, if you're married, you're going to probably end up in divorce. Or if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you're probably going to lose your girlfriend or boyfriend because you're not going to spend any time with them. You're going to be focusing 100% on getting the results for your business or whatever you're trying to accomplish, right? You got to balance it out. When you're driven to achieve solely because you want to impress others, you wind up doing too much, feeling overwhelmed, getting lost in your thoughts about your challenges, people-pleasing, overworking, avoiding making time for yourself, and constantly finding yourself unable to say no. That's a huge run-on sentence, but that's okay. It makes sense. Give me a second here. Oh, wow. Wow. I just got some, never mind. My wow has nothing to do with the show. Oh, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I got to tell you that. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Wow. Give me a second, folks. Like, I got to tell you, something awesome is happening to me in my life as we speak. And I may talk about it within a few days. I was kind of leading into that at the beginning of this show, but right now I'm not going to say anything. Wow. All right, let's get back to the blog here. Well, let me read that one more time. When you're driven to achieve solely because you want to impress others, you wind up doing too much, feeling overwhelmed, getting lost in your thoughts about your challenges, people-pleasing, overworking, avoiding making time for yourself, and constantly finding yourself unable to say no. I know many people like that on YouTube and off of YouTube. You should never do anything solely on the fact that you want to impress others. The only person you should be impressing is yourself. Many people out there do things because they want to show off. I make this amount of money. I have this monetary item. I drive the fanciest sports car. I do this, I do that. Who cares? What I care most about is, what kind of a person are you? Do you have empathy for others or not? Are you a giving, loving person, or are you a selfish person? That's all I care about. Now, if you have nice things, that's a bonus. Great. If you own a Lamborghini and you're a friend of mine and you're cool and you're not showing off your car, but you make good money and you have a Lamborghini, you want to take me for a ride? No problem. But if you're the kind of person that's there to show off your Lamborghini and say, hey, dude, I got the baddest car in the world, and dude, I'm better than you because you only drive whatever, right? A Ford or whatever, right? Don't do things that you're passionate about because you just want to try to impress others. Do it because you enjoy doing it and you love doing it from the bottom of your heart. And that's when you will start getting the results. All right. Let's move forward here. I'm going to take a break right after I read this paragraph here. If you can relate, try focusing on how your need for approval is pushing you to do too much instead of participating in things that are important to you. Let me repeat that again. If you can relate, try focusing on how your need for approval is pushing you to do too much instead of participating in things that are most important to you. In essence, it's saying do things and participate in things that you enjoy for yourself, not because other people enjoy it that you want to be around and seek validation from to make yourself feel better. It's an insecurity. Once again, this all boils down to insecurities. When you find yourself getting hurt by doing things for others at the expense of yourself, it is time to make a change. Oh, I gotta repeat that again. That's beautifully said, beautifully stated. When you find yourself getting hurt by doing things for others at the expense of yourself, it is time to make a change. I got nothing to critique on that. I literally could not have said any better myself. Great job, Doc. This is a great blog so far. Whoops, give me a second here. All right, so we're going to stop right there. I'm going to come back full screen. And I'm going to key up some music and take about a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break or so, something like that. And then I'm going to come back and continue with the rest of the blog. Got 21 in the box. Give me a second. Let me set up some music and then I'll catch up with the chat before I before I go on break, which is what I'm trying to say. Let me see here. All right. Got the music all queued up. Let's check out the chat real quick. Muttnuts Reviews. Yeah, we did. He may be back tomorrow. Well, you love him so much you can't get enough of him. Right? Muttnuts Reviews? That's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Good for you. I'm very happy for you. Devil's Queen, I'm ready. All right. Sounds good, Devil's Queen. Sounds good. Queen Helen Casey, smash the like button for Eli. Thank you, Queen. Got 10 likes. Thank you so much for being here. Devil's Queen, the last pretty feminine touch smell good spray. Okay. The last pretty feminine touch smell good spray. Okay, yeah. It's called body spray or body wash or whatever. Body spray, yeah. I think there's a company out there called Bod that makes some good spray. And they used to do those commercials called I Want Your Bod. Spray on that nice fresh scent. And it was a unisex product. I think it still exists. Unisex meaning for men and women. Devil's Queen, you saw? Queen Helen Casey, I just saw it, Devil's Queen. What did you just see? I'm wondering. What did you just see? The Devil's Queen and Queen Helen Casey. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm not going to sing Mr. Rogers, but it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. So yeah, let me know what you're talking about, Devil's Queen. You saw? I just saw it, Devil's Queen. What did you see? Let me know so I can take my break, ladies. Mod chat, Eli. Oh, you're talking about... Oh my gosh. All right. I saw the picture you put there. All right. I'm not going to say anything, but I get it. I get it. It's all good, Jennifer. It's all good. I'm happy for you. Go have some fun. Relieve some stress, all right? Oh, man, I even saw what Terry wrote in there. Oh, my gosh. Oh, boy. I've seen it all. It's all good. All right, folks. I'll be back in about 5 to 7 or 8 minutes, and we will conclude with the blog. It'll probably take another 30 to 45 minutes to conclude. All right, folks. I'll be right back. We'll be right back. Do not go anywhere! Oh, man, that's good. All right, everybody. Stand up for a second. Stand up. Clap your hands. Get up. Yeah, raise your hands. Get them up in the air. Come on now. I want you to feel good about yourselves. All right? Look, love yourself. Love yourself. Come on. Hey, listen. You know, Tony Robbins is probably going to be retiring soon, so guess what? I'm going to take over. I'm bigger than you, Tony Robbins here. I'm here to awaken your success. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, the world's most awesome platform where you can learn a thing or two or three or four about anything and everything. And you can also pick up some bad habits if you support the wrong people. If you're into drama, this is a great place too, because you know there are plenty of groups that offer that type of type of stuff. We'll put it that way. But we don't deal with that kind of stuff here. But yeah, folks, I'm feeling really good today. I'm telling you, I'm feeling really good because I just can't stop thinking about a big game changer coming very soon. I cannot wait to share this with you folks. Oh my goodness. You are not going to believe your eyes and ears. It's going to be awesome. And I want you all to be a part of it. So keep it locked into this channel. Make sure you subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications because you don't want to miss a single second of what's going to happen out here, okay? And you know what? Moderators, let me know in the chat. Would you like me to do a few streams every now and then where we just play some good, feel-good, funky music like what's playing in the background right now and do a little dancing, right? Dancing and clapping and just feeling good, right? Because you got to get those juices flowing, right? I'm going to help you all get your juices flowing all the time. That way you're going to feel good, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to start creating such greatness. It's going to be infectious. All right. Oh, let's check out the chat here real quick and see if anything news popped on in. Nothing new, just Queen Helen Casey saying good idea. All right. You like feeling good, Queen Helen Casey? You like getting fired up? Queen Helen Casey, do I fire you up? I'm not seeking validation. I'm just asking you a question. 26 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. Mutt Nuts Review says, great idea. All right, folks, we've been on the air for an hour and 33 minutes, almost an hour 34. And great idea. G-R-A-T, like grating cheese, or G-R-E-A-T, Mutt Nuts Reviews. Like, okay, I'm messing with you. We're not counting spelling and grammar here. We're not. We're really not. Queen Helen Casey says, yes, you do, because you have energy, Eli. And I keep butchering when I say emotion is motion in action. Emotion is energy in motion. I want you folks to all exude positive emotion, right? Or emotions. I want to put your energy in motion in a very positive way. That's what I'm here to do. And all of you negative Nellies and Nancys and whatever's out there, you can all go hide in your little corner and dwell or drain away your sorrows, right? We're going to keep it positive over here because that's what we do. That's who we are. Mutt Nuts Review says, type O. Oh, typo, LOL. Oh, I get that. It's all good. It's all good. I love cheese. I love grated Parmesan cheese on my pizza and my spaghetti with meat sauce or meatballs. Some marinara sauce, right? That sounds pretty good. I've been working on. I've been eating healthy. I need to have a cheat spoil meal. I haven't had one of those in a while. Maybe I'll just I'll cook myself something really, really good tonight with a lot of calories and just spoil myself. Or maybe I'll just go get some takeout. You can't dine in anywhere, so maybe I'll go take some takeout. Anyway, let's get back to it, folks. Let's get back to the blog regarding validation. Okie dokie. Let's switch back to that screen. All right. So the importance of knowing yourself. This is critical. This is huge. Because if you don't know yourself, how can other people ever truly get to know you? If you don't know yourself well enough to present yourself and represent yourself in the best possible way, how are other people ever going to have the chance of knowing who you really are? It sounds simple. It sounds like it's a common sense thing, but the problem is a lot of people don't really have common sense nowadays. No disrespect. But it's pretty simple, right? So let's get right to it here. When others' acceptance of you impacts how you make decisions about where to spend your time, you lose awareness of what's important to you. So you have to first and foremost figure out what's most important to you. What do you want to accomplish? Who do you want to be? Right? And once you figure that out, okay, then you can focus your time and energy and emotion on those types of people to work with, right? And if you're having, difficulties in figuring out, what's important to you, what makes you happy, or what your purpose is, I can help you with that. That's what I do as a coach. I can help you with that. Don't be afraid to reach out to me, Coach Eli at coach@eliasmelas.com. But I stopped right there because there's another run-on sentence. Let me read that again. When others' acceptance of you impacts how you make decisions about where to spend your time, you lose awareness of what's important to you, what drives you, and what makes you happy. Ask yourselves what truly makes you happy. Does it make you happy doing what other people want you to do? Or does it make you more happy or the happiest when you do what you feel is right for yourself, what you enjoy doing, right? And when you do what you love doing and you enjoy doing for yourself, you're going to attract other like-minded people that love the same thing. It's a simple concept again, right? Common sense, right? Boy, I got to do a stream on common sense because that's not that common anymore. You might feel stuck doing work you don't particularly enjoy and continue habits that are counterproductive. Yeah, because you're seeking validation. Because you want to be a part of a certain group that, you may think is the in group. I want to be in with these people. So in order to be in with them, I have to conform with what they want, not what I want. Come on now. If this feels true for you, it is time to focus your energy on getting in touch with what really matters to you. I was just saying that a second ago when I was critiquing the first part of this paragraph. Read that again. If this feels true for you, it is time to focus your energy on getting in touch with what really matters to you. You got to sit down and think about what makes you happy. Think about, what you enjoy doing the most. Think about what you have to offer this world that you enjoy doing that can also help others at the same time. And if you're having difficulty figuring that out, I can help you with that. Start asking yourself questions like, what do I value? That's big right there. What do you value? What keeps me awake at night? I'll tell you what keeps me awake at night. I love what I do and I can't wait to do it again the next day. I sometimes lose a few hours of sleep because I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I start thinking about my next live stream and being here for the people. And that fires me up and gives me energy to the point of where sometimes I lose sleep, which is not good, but it's not a bad thing at the same time because I'm so passionate and enjoy what I do so much that I'm willing to lose sleep over it. You know, in my opinion, you truly enjoy doing something when you're willing to give up sleep to make it happen. Again, you should be getting a good 7 to 8 hours of sleep, at least maybe 6 hours of sleep per night. But every so often, if you're really passionate about something and you're fired up about the next day and coming back out, let's say if you're a YouTuber, you're coming back out and streaming the next day, you might wake up in the middle of the night after 3 or 4 hours of sleep and you might be a little bit tired, but you feel so passionate that you just can't wait to start your next stream. So you get up early and you plan your stream and then you do it. That's what I did today. That's what I did today. Because I love what I do. How is it that I prefer to spend my time? Start to listen to what you really want for your life and align your actions with values, principles, and goals. Let me repeat that again. Start to listen to what you really want for your life and align your actions with your values, principles, and goals. What do you value? Do you have values? Do you have core values? Because if you don't value anything, then you're not being authentic. And then in essence, you're just submitting to anyone that accepts you because you feel you have nothing to offer and you're seeking validation because, again, you feel you have nothing to offer. So you have to go where anyone accepts you, whether you agree with the way they do things or not. And I've seen that happen out here on YouTube quite often, all the time. When you live in line with what you value, your life becomes much simpler and more effortless. Let me repeat that again. When you live in line with what you value, your life becomes much simpler and more effortless. The moment I stopped feeding into the trolls, it changed my life out here. My life has become much simpler and more effortless, like the blog just says or said. And that's because I'm more in tune with myself. I'm not, stressing out nearly as much, if at all. I'm not worried about what other people are saying about me anymore. I don't care. I'm laser focused on my purpose, which is here to help coach people get a better grip on their lives. And I want to help each and every one of you get to that level as well. And to be honest with you, it's a lot easier than you think. You just have to want to do it. That's all. You have to decide to do it, or you have to decide to want to do it, and then just do it. Take the action. Okay. Instead of making decisions based on what others will approve of, start making them based on what's right for you. Instead of making decisions based on what others will approve of, validation-seeking behavior, start making them based on what's right for you. Why in the world would you want to base your decisions based on what other people will approve of you? You're not being yourself. You're allowing other people to control you. and get from you what they want, not get from you what you have to offer. There's a big difference there. When you make conscious choices, ooh, what a great word, conscious. When you make conscious choices about how to spend your time and are committed to doing what's valuable to you, you're able to create your own life. I've been repeating many lines here because they're just so critical to you folks understanding this and making that change for the better in your lives. When you make conscious choices about how to spend your time and are committed to doing what's valuable to you, you're able to create your own life. Contrary to popular belief, what a popular phrase, contrary to popular belief, you don't need to be or appear constantly busy in order to be successful. Some people feel the need to make it appear like they're busy all the time, so that way they're not scrutinized for not doing anything. One thing the trolls used to get on me for is that, well, he's on YouTube all the time. You know, he's got no life. He's got nothing else to do, this and that, right? And I've never felt the need to appear busy to combat that because I've always been busy. But some people that actually are not busy or are still trying to figure out, what they want to do, they will pretend to come up as busy to give up the facade that, they've got a lot of great things happening within themselves. And you're only setting yourself back when you behave that way. Because not only are you not being true to other people, you're not being true to yourself. And you're setting yourself back rather than just saying, hey, look, okay, I got free time. I've got a lot of free time on my hands. What can I do with this free time to, better myself, right? Look at it that way. As an alternative, you can see success as a measure of doing what matters to you. And we keep coming back to that. Do what matters to you. What I do here matters to me. Your happiness and success matters to me. I care about your success. Because let me tell you something. My success is based on your success because I'm a coach. So if you're following me and you're not getting anywhere, and you're not making progress, even if it's slowly but surely, then I'm not successful. And trust me, I'm always striving to be successful. Let me see how much longer this blog is here. Oh, it's almost done. So get your questions in right now, folks, because within about 10 to 15 minutes max, we're going to be off the air. So get your questions in. Let me check out the chat and see if there's anything new in there. The Devil's Queen says, I'm at the rendezvous place and setting up for my date and listening. We all know what you're going to do, Devil's Queen, and let me tell you something. We're proud of you. Have a great time, girl. You deserve it. You really do. I'm proud of you. I'm really, really proud of you. Seriously. All right. Let's continue. Say goodbye to the need for approval. This all begins with building the strength to go with what feels right for you. When you start doing this, you'll no longer feel the urge to seek validation from other people. And it keeps all going back to one thing. Do what's right for you. Be you. Be true to yourself. Love yourself. Validate yourself. Don't seek validation from others. Validate yourself. You're worth it. Start to become more self-aware. I was saying that at the beginning, and I'll say it again. That's huge. Start to become more self-aware. That is critical. I can also help you folks become more self-aware. I want to help you with that. But you have to allow me to help you with that, or anyone that, does what I do. If you want to become more self-aware and you're struggling finding yourself, you have to be open to allowing someone like me to help you find that or figure that out. Give me a second here, folks. Wow. I got a bunch of people messaging me behind the scenes. And all I've got to say is it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, Mr. Rogers. I got to tell you that. Life is good. You folks have no idea how good I feel right now. You have no idea how good I feel right now. And I cannot wait to share more with you regarding why I feel so good. But I'm going to keep you on suspense for a few days because I want you to think about it. I want you to keep coming back, right? So I'll let you stew on that for a little bit. Wow. Wow, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. All right. Start to become more self-aware. I mentioned that. And pay attention to what behaviors make you feel good about yourself, regardless of how other people react. Boy, that is critical and crucial. I've been practically repeating almost every line of this blog. This is a very well-written blog by the doctor, okay? Start to become more self-aware and pay attention to what behaviors make you feel good about yourself. Well, I'll give you a little clue, and I'll set you off or send you off in the right direction. Like attracts like. Seek out people that are similar as yourself. Look for positive people that you can relate to at an emotional level. And the rest is gravy, right? It's gravy, right? Not a big deal. It's gravy, right? Been saying gravy a lot lately. There's going to be a lot more gravy coming soon, I'll tell you that. That gravy in a few days is going to be flowing hard. Let me tell you that. Love gravy. Pay attention to what behaviors make you feel good about yourself, regardless of how other people react. Regardless of how other people react. An example, the trolls and haters out here are going to come after you, right? We all have them, right? Any good YouTuber is going to have trolls and haters, and they're going to come at you. But regardless of how these people react, ignore them, move forward, and focus on what makes you happy. Focus on your purpose. And in order to do that, become more self-aware. And if you need help becoming self-aware, I can help you become more self-aware. Reflect on and pay attention to choices you've made. Things you like about yourself, or times you've stayed true to yourself. Now, some people are so insecure and so weak that there's nothing about themselves that they love. And that's a serious problem. And if you're in that situation there, I don't know. I mean, a life coach may be able to help you a little bit, but I think in that situation, you need more of a therapist, more of a licensed psychologist, because you may have depression or anxiety. And if you have depression or anxiety, and in some cases people have both, and then it gets really challenging, you need to get medication for that. You need to seek a professional that's licensed to handle that. Again, reflect on and pay attention to choices you've made, things you like about yourself, or times you've stayed true to yourself. It's beautifully stated. You have to start being honest with yourself when you take on a new commitment and really evaluate whether you're doing it because it is right for you or because you want to gain approval and or avoid disapproval. This is one of the best blogs I've ever read in my entire life. I have to read this line again, or this paragraph again. You have to start being honest with yourself when you take on a new commitment and really evaluate whether you're doing it because it is right for you or because you want to gain approval and or avoid disapproval. I think people in this situation are more fearing rejection and disapproval. It's kind of like for guys asking a woman out on a date. A lot of guys don't do it because they're scared of rejection. But if you go into it thinking that, okay, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? She says no, but what if she says yes? Right? What if I ask 10 women out and the first 9 say no? And then another one is around and you're like, okay, well, I really feel like asking her out or approaching her, but, I've been rejected 9 times. It's probably going to happen again. Well, let's say you end up going up to her anyway and you ask her out. She says yes, and then she's the love of your life. What if you didn't approach her? You just passed on the love of your life. You cannot fear rejection, folks. You have to expect rejection and know that it's going to happen. And you're going to have more rejection in your life than not being rejected. Then you're going to have more failures than success. But once you become successful at what you're most passionate about, that's going to overcome everything. Don't let rejection put a big fear in hindering you from accomplishing whatever your heart desires. Just go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You get rejected. The person says no. If they say no, does that put you in any worse position you were already in? No, it just doesn't put you any further ahead, but it won't put you further behind. You're just going to be at the same level. I keep getting lots of messages from different people on my phone. I have it on silent. I don't even have it on vibrates, because if I had it on vibrate, my microphone would pick it up. But I keep seeing the screen light up. It's all good. That's all I have to say. Take your time before saying yes to a new task or commitment. Yeah, think it over. Make sure it's right for you. Make sure it's in alignment with what you believe in and what you want to accomplish, right? Take a step back, sit down and review your schedule. And then ask yourself, what's really necessary and important and what's being driven by people pleasing? Do not be a people pleaser, because when you're a people pleaser, you're basically not being true to yourself. You're basically conforming to other people because you feel you don't have enough value to offer this world. You feel you don't have any self-worth. Don't go down that path. Once this is clear, start slowly working through the approval-seeking list so you can reevaluate. Okay? When you start noticing what you aren't doing for yourself in order to gain other people's approval, it will be easier for you to eliminate those tasks and replace them with things that allow for the growth of your personal goals. So when you start noticing what you aren't doing for yourself, meaning that you're doing these things to try to get the approval of other people, right? It will be easier for you to eliminate those tasks of trying to conform to other people and seek their approval. You'll eliminate that and replace that or them with things that allow for the growth of your personal goals. Again, go back to focusing on yourself, what you're passionate about, what your purpose is, and what you want to accomplish for yourself. Be yourself. That's it. Last paragraph here. Folks, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. Queen says, smash the like button for Eli. Queen Helen Case says, I know it's not me. Okay, no problem. Okay. I know how difficult it can be to change your approval-seeking behaviors. For many people, it is. For many people, it is because they've been living that life. It is very easy to fall into the trap of others and what they want from you instead of doing the right thing and doing what you want for yourself. It isn't easy to start making decisions that could potentially be disapproved of by others. Well, let me give you this example that I've shared in the past. Half the country doesn't like our president. The other half does. Typically, the country is divided. And typically, when a president wins, if we look at the popular vote and not the electoral college vote, typically it's close. You don't have to please everyone to be successful. You just need to get enough people to believe in you and have a need for your products or services, right? And how do you do that? You provide value by being yourself and being true to what you enjoy doing or creating, right? And the right people will naturally be attracted to you and they'll naturally support you. Are you going to have haters? Yeah, half the people are going to hate you all the time. You just have to learn to ignore those people, avoid them, and stick to the task at hand of doing what's right for yourself. Don't worry about people disapproving of you. You're not going to please everyone. Don't be a people pleaser. It doesn't work. There are people out there that feel the need to love everyone. Now, I have the attitude that I'll give anyone a chance to be my friend. My door is open to anyone and everyone. But if people approach me at one point or another and they're disrespectful and rude to me or my friends or my moderators or anyone here on my channel or in my life, I eliminate them. But I don't automatically eliminate certain types of people before I even get to know them. I look to see how they approach me. I look to see how they behave around me and the people I associate with that I care for. And if they don't behave, properly, then they're out. But if they're cool, then they're welcome to stay, right? But don't be a people pleaser. Don't be a people pleaser. It won't get you anywhere. You probably started seeking approval for a very good reason. In some situations, it probably seemed like the easier, less dramatic choice for you to make. Well, it's the lazy choice to make, but it also is it's also going to hinder you from doing what you really want to do. Don't be lazy, and don't be scared to go off on your own and make something out of yourself. And the right people that truly love your personality, love your style, love what you do, love what you have to offer, are going to naturally support you. That's the way it goes. It's the way it is. It's the way it should be. Under certain circumstances, failing to seek other people's approval can end in immediate negative consequences. Well, here's the thing. There are certain situations where seeking approval is mandatory and required. Okay? If you work in the corporate world, and let's say you have a job that gives you a certain amount of authority, you have a certain threshold of what you can approve. And if something crosses that threshold, it requires the approval of a higher employee, a manager, or something like that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. In those cases, you need to get approval, because if you don't get approval and then you go and you do that particular thing that's, out of your, approval limits, you're going to probably lose your job. In that situation, it's okay. That's normal. But when it comes to approval amongst your peers and your friends, okay, or if you're self-employed like me, you get to choose your audience. You get to choose your customers. And you also get to choose who you don't want as customers. When you own your own business, you have the right to refuse service to anyone. When you work for someone else, it's their right to refuse service to anyone, not yours. If you're an employee getting paid, you got to do as you're told. Just the way it works. However, avoiding confrontations time after time will have you living a life that's missing your true values, which will inevitably have you questioning your worth as a person. I'm a very confrontational person. Does that make me a bad person? Does that make me a negative, negative whatever, Nelly or whatever, right? No. It makes me strong and passionate and not afraid to stand up for what I believe in and stand up for myself because I love myself. People that are afraid of confrontation have no spine and are always going to be people pleasers and seeking validation and seeking attention. And then you're going to define who you are based on what other people think, not who you actually are and want to be. Very well written, Doc. I'm very, very impressed by this blog. Both paths bring their own set of negative consequences, so it is ultimately up to you. But don't forget, it is a choice, and the choice is ultimately up to you. Let me repeat that very last line one final time. Both paths bring their own set of negative consequences, so it is ultimately up to you. But don't forget, it is a choice, and the choice is ultimately up to you. Couldn't have said any better myself. That's all I've been trying to help people figure out. That's what I want to help you folks figure out. It is your choice. Do you want to be a people pleaser? Do you want to seek validation? Do you want to define who you are based on what other people think of you? Or do you want to define who you are based on what you're passionate about? Based on who you want to be deep within. But before you can even get to that level where you're that strong and confident within yourself, you got to first find a way to love yourself, respect yourself, and appreciate yourself. Because if you don't, how can anyone else ever respect you and appreciate you and love you and care about you? That's it, folks. All right. That's the end of the blog. There it is, about the author. You can see that right there. I read that earlier. She's a psychotherapist and blogger who teaches in the Department of Counseling at Barry University. All right, let me go back to the full screen here and wrap this up. Let me read a few chat messages real quick. Muttnuts Reviews, still here, just doing some spring cleaning and listening to the live. Thank you very much, Muttnuts Reviews. We just hit 300 views. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you. I appreciate it. Queen Helen, I can't even talk. Queen Helen Casey, and block the haters. That's right, Queen. That's right. I'm going to wrap up by saying this. There's only one thing you have to do. There's only one thing you have to do to make this change and to accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. Well, you have to start by doing this. There's a lot more you have to do and you're going to need to do, but it all starts with one thing, which is what I'm trying to say. It all starts with one thing. And that one thing is loving yourself. You have to love yourself. I like that background today. Isn't that a beautiful silhouette there? Let me move over to this side here so you can take a look. And I can even turn off the chat for a second so you folks can actually see that. See that? Is that beautiful or what? All right, everyone. I'm going to get on out of here. I will not be back for a walking stream today. I'm going to work out at my place, relax the rest of the day, and I'm sure some of my friends will be going live later tonight. DC the Purple Diva typically goes live, so I want to, participate on her stream or anyone else that goes live from my neck of the woods. But I'll be around for, anyone that wants to reach out to me by email, on Hangouts, chat, or any other way. You want to connect with me? Go in the description. Email me, Coach Eli at coacheli@eliasmelas.com. Take that same email, add me on Google Hangouts. We can chat there. Look me up on Twitter at Elias Melas. Okay? Find a way, reach out to me. Let's connect. I truly want to help you folks accomplish whatever you want to accomplish, whatever your heart desires. With that being said, I want to thank all the moderators in the chat. I want to thank all the consumers of content. And folks, go out there and make the most of the rest of this day, the rest of this beautiful day that is. Have a great one, and I'll see you all next time tomorrow. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. We are out. Beautiful background, says Queen Helen Casey.